Hello, and on behalf of the Accu-Tech crew, thank you for looking at our YouTube channel. Today we're going to highlight the cash performance section of our executive dashboard. Monitoring and taking action on cash performance is critical in today's business environment. Before showing the details of the performance data tracked by your MIS system, let's take a few moments to review the key indicators and associated formulas for monitoring your cash performance. First, let's look at the accounts receivable component. Accounts receivable turnover is the number of times per year that a business collects its average accounts receivable. The ratio is intended to evaluate the ability of a company to efficiently issue credit to its customers and collect funds from them in a timely manner. The formula for receivable turnover is annual credit sales divided by average accounts receivable. Let's use an example of $8 million in annual credit sales, with an average of $750,000 in average receivables. And you will see that we turn over our receivables 12 times per year. You can take the turnover figure a step further, which will give you a better perspective as to your collection performance. Let's take 365 days and divide it by our AR turnover figure. When we do this, we see that this example company takes an average of 30.42 days to return their receivables back into their business. Again, this is the receivable component. Next, let's move to inventory turnover. The inventory turnover ratio is a key measure for evaluating just how efficient management is at controlling inventory and generating sales from it. Obviously, a higher turnover is preferred as it indicates that more sales are being generated given a certain amount of inventory. On the other hand, a too aggressive inventory turnover can result in lost sales due to the fact you may not have enough of the right product in stock when it is demanded. AccuTech can help your team with a balanced turnover approach when it comes to your overall gross margin return on investment. The formula for inventory turnover is cost of goods sold from stock divided by average inventory on hand. Let's use an example of $6 million in cost of goods sold for the year and an average of $1 million in average inventory on hand, and you will see that we turn over our inventory 6 times per year. Like we did with receivable turnover, we are going to go a step further and convert our turnover ratio to days by taking 365 days and divide it by the turnover ratio. When we do this, we see that this example company takes an average of 60.83 days to turn over their inventory. Now let's move to the accounts payable component of cash performance. The formula for accounts payable turnover is total paid divided by average accounts payable. Let's use an example of $5 million paid in 1 year divided by $300,000 in average accounts payable, and you will see we turn over our accounts payable 16.7 turns per year. And like we did with receivables and inventory, we convert the turns to days and come up with 21.9 days. Let's take a look at a few screens from the MIS Executive Dashboard. First, we see the Accounts Receivable Turnover screen, which displays your aged receivables that are automatically captured by your MIS software when you close a month. The system displays the last 12 months along with a rolling average. The last column calculates and displays your receivable turnover days. Next, we see the inventory turnover screen, which displays your inventory on hand, cost of goods sold from stock, inventory turns, and days of inventory for each month. The system displays the last 12 months along with a rolling average. Next, we see the accounts payable turnover screen, which displays your aged payables. The system displays the last 12 months along with a rolling average. The last column calculates and displays your payable turnover days. Now that we have discussed the 3 components of cash performance, let's put them together and come up with a cash-to-cash cycle, which is the time period between when a business receives cash from its customers, ties up cash in inventory, and pays money to its suppliers and vendors. We are going to take receivable turnover days, which are bad because it's your money, then add inventory days, which are also bad because it's your money, and subtract payable days, which are good because it's someone else's money, and come up with cash-to-cash days. For example, if your customers take an average of 40 days to pay their invoices, and the inventory held by your company averages 60 days, then we will offset these figures by an average accounts payable period of 25 days, and this will result in a 75-day cash-to-cash duration. This outcome states that a business must support its expenditures for a period of 75 days. Now let's look at the executive dashboard, as it will take your information for each month and display cash-to-cash days for the last 12 months and also provide a rolling average. The AccuTech consultation team can assist your management team in examining each of these components and assist with improving your inventory turns by identifying overstocked items, identifying low-performing items, take action by reducing stock levels, consider not stocking certain items, increase margins on poor-performing items, and order more efficiently. Identifying unprofitable customers along with customers that may be abusing your credit policies, and teach you better purchasing techniques which can lead to longer payment terms with your suppliers. In another video, we will highlight our proprietary AccuPredict function, as it will allow us to work with your management team in determining optimum margins and turns based on actual and simulated sales, inventory, and gross margin data. If you are facing a decision to open a new branch, or if you are struggling with a reduction in sales or margins, we can assist you with finding solutions for low-turning items, unprofitable items, and unprofitable customers.